In this video, I'm going to show you a tour of Village Nature, which is a Center Parcs resort about 25 minutes away from Disneyland Paris, and I'm going to show you some of the activities that you can do here, from the water park and swimming to the animal farm, as well as some zip lining, and of course we're going to have a look at the accommodation as well, so come along. Hi everyone, and welcome to another one of my videos, and welcome to Village Nature, which is basically a Center Parcs here near Disneyland Paris. And it's my first time staying here. It's my first time staying in any sort of Center Parcs. I know that Center Parcs kind of resorts are quite popular amongst a lot of families and guests, but like I said, I'd never stayed in one before, and my first time is here at Village Nature. And this is an alternative accommodation area, I suppose, again, for people wanting to go to Disneyland Paris. But one thing that is cool about this place is that because it's basically Center Parcs just called Village Nature, there's a lot of activities to do just here at the resort. So yeah, in this video I'm going to show you around. You can see some of the buildings here, some of the kind of apartments. We're going to maybe do some of the activities around as well, and just have a wander around the resort, because as I said, it's my first time. It's quite a big place as well, so I'm curious to explore it. Here is a quick overview of what I can see around me at the moment. That area over there, I believe, is where kind of some of the restaurants are. There's a shop as well. The welcome house is there, and these are some of the blocks where you can stay at. You can see a lot of greenery around as well. There's a farm here as well, which we're going to check out too. It's a beautiful day to be here as well, but considering there's a lot of kind of outdoor walking in Village Nature, I'm glad I've chosen this day to film this video. Now behind me you can see the information area, which is called the welcome house, as well as the main shop here at Village Nature, which we're going to have a look at both in a second. So as you can see here, we've got the welcome house. This is where you would need to go if you want to book any special activities, or if you just have any questions, any sort of thing. I was actually just there myself because we had a problem with our room, just minor problems that I wasn't particularly happy about, which I'm going to get to later on in the video. And the staff member there was really nice, and hopefully he's going to be able to sort it out for us. And then up here, as you can see, actually some of the kind of accommodations are here. I think you have to pay a bit more extra if you want to stay on top of the shops over here, because they're kind of higher up. They've got a balcony. They're a little bit bigger than where my friend and I are staying on this trip. And then over here we've got Franprix, which is the shop. So I think we're going to actually start with the shop first, because I've not been inside it yet, and I'm really curious to see what sort of things they have. So there you go. Let's enter Franprix. It's probably just going to be very kind of regular French supermarket type stuff. You can get some sun cream, which is always good, especially at this time of year when the sun's out quite a lot. Some more food here, some crisps on the top, etc. Some chocolates, some napkins, and like wooden stuff, wooden cutlery if you want to have a little picnic, which is cute. Oh, they even sell some toys, some little Lego things. They're not Lego, sorry, Playmobil, that's the one. Some magazines, a selection of magazines, probably all in French, which is cool actually. If you're somebody who's interested in languages and if you just want to practice your French whilst you're here, this is something fun to have. They do some children's ones as well down there. Some sweets over here. It's quite a well-stocked supermarket from what I can tell. Even like little souvenir stuff. There you go. A Paris souvenir, so with the Eiffel Tower and stuff. Doesn't say the price as far as I can tell, but you know, if you're staying in the Village Nature and you want a little souvenir of Paris, you can definitely get it. Here we have some milk, and then some more milk, etc. Basically all your basic needs, it looks like they do have here. It's a pretty big shop. I'm obviously not going to go through everything, but you can even get your shampoos and conditioners and stuff like that here. Some Pringles, quite a wide selection of them, and then some drinks here. Orange juice, apple juice, etc. And yeah, some bottles of water over there as well. I think they're actually very popular because obviously you know, it's almost like living in a little apartment when you're staying at Village Nature or any kind of Center Parcs. A lot of families just get themselves a pack of bottles of water here, and then they could just have them in the room, because there's a fridge as well if you want to keep your food or drinks cold. You've got some frozen pizzas, other types of frozen food here. There you go. Oh, steak végétal. It's a vegetarian steak by the looks of it. It says sans viande, so without actual meat. That's good for any vegetarians or vegans out here. That looks good. Street fries, bacon and cheese. So yeah, these are some of the frozen food that you can get. Some yogurts here as well. Oh, I love these actually. Let me show you these. These are some of my favorite things, I think. There you go. Kinder Penguin. Really enjoy these. Let me know if you've ever had them before. But I'm not going to get them now. But yeah, loads of little snacks here as well. Again, some more orange juices, and then loads of like hams and sausages and meats over here as well. And it keeps going. It just keeps going. You can get some alcohol here, some eggs. Yeah, some more drinks over here. Wow, this is quite a big, like, well-stocked supermarket. At the end as well, over there you can see some of the fruits. There's breads and cheeses here, loads of nice cheeses. Obviously we're in France. And then some drinks here, and then yeah, yeah, the fruit section is here. There's some bananas, some apples, some carrots. If you want to make yourself a salad or something, cucumbers, etc., tomatoes. You can weigh them as well if you wish to. So yeah, that's more or less it in terms of the shopping centre. And of course, when you look out, you've got a beautiful view of this lovely day and all the fields here at Village Nature. I've just noticed they also have some microwaves here, so if you want to get yourself something and just microwave it here whilst you're in the shop, you can definitely do that, which is definitely a bonus as well. So yeah, here's one last overview of the shop here at Village Nature. Really cool. I like the decor up there as well. It looks like it's from Easter still up. I'm filming this in June of 2022 if you're wondering. But there you go, that was it. That's the entrance that we came on. I'm going to go out now, not before showing you this though. This again is one of my favorite things ever. I love Milka. Let me know in the comments if you do as well. Milka's probably one of my favorite chocolates ever. It definitely beats any chocolate from the UK. Sorry. And these things are so good. I tried them a couple of months ago in Austria and Vienna for the first time, and they are delicious. I'm glad they sell them here, and I'm really tempted to buy one. I might buy one tonight as a little snack to have in the room. I've just noticed they have a foosball table here as well, and then you can also get yourself some rackets, like tennis rackets, some balls, jumping ropes, skipping ropes, ping pong things. That's cool. So because, like I said, it's a Center Parcs area accommodation here, loads of activities for you, and also a lot of insect repellents, which is interesting as well, because they are, believe it or not, even from just one night of being here, loads of insects everywhere. So yeah, I think that's definitely something to bear in mind if you're not a fan of insects, or if you're just a little bit scared of them or a little bit squeamish with them. Like I'm not particularly the biggest fan of insects myself, and as I mentioned before, this is my first time staying in any sort of Center Parcs. Obviously this one's Village Nature here near Disneyland Paris, but like for instance last night, late at night when we got back from the parks around 11:30, because it had rained, there were so many snails and slugs on the ground. I think my friend and I both accidentally stepped on one as well, like two of them died because of us, because it was so dark we couldn't see. We were being so careful obviously, but it was just, there was so many. I didn't enjoy that particularly. Obviously I didn't enjoy accidentally stepping on one and killing one either, but also there was like quite a lot of spiders everywhere as well. There was a huge spider in our room. That's not the main reason that we had the issues with the room, but obviously seeing a huge spider this size in your room is also not going to be a great thing either. So just bear that in mind. Obviously that's why they sell those insect repellents there, so if you're somebody who is scared of insects, maybe even bring your own if you don't want to have to buy one here. If you have one that works in your house or whatever, do that. But we're now outside the shop. As you can see, it's very calming. Really nice. But I think this video is going to be quite long. We've got a lot to cover. There's a lot to see. We're going to do as much as possible anyway. So when you come out of the shop here, again in front of us we have this lovely little fountain area. There's some games over there as well, which we're going to check out later on. But I do want to go inside the welcome house very quickly as well, just to show you how you can book some of the activities here and what it's like inside as well. So these are some of the activities they have here. As you can see, kids activities specified for kids. Farmhand for a day. 17 euros is an hour and a half. 17 euros you can do a donkey ride. These are obviously all for kids. Yeah, you can see the different things that you can do here. Kids Club, Disney Nature, that's cute. Yeah, you can meet some little animals over here. That's 26 euros for 45 minutes. Prices aren't too bad either actually for these activities. And then these are kind of the more grown-up activities, I suppose. There's an escape game, which sounds fun. It says à partir de 8 ans, so from 8 years and onwards. But it says 80 euros for 2 people, so a bit more expensive, but it does look pretty fun. Game Town over here, segways are 16 euros for 30 minutes. And then here you got the a little treetop trail over here. Bread workshop, that's cute. Chocolate making thing, bowling, etc. Yeah, quite a lot to do. And then some more information here as well. As you can see, there's you can get there's a spa basically. There you go, a spa. My friend Izzy, who's staying with me here, this is the one that really interests her the most. 105 euros for 45 minutes. Not too bad. Aqua slides. There's a little a water park area as well, which hopefully we are going to check out at some point. But yeah, you can get a massage for babies. And yeah, there you go. And these are the opening times for the welcome house. So let's just go in so I can quickly show you kind of what's in here. Right, let's go in. Here you've got the Village Nature sign. Oh, look at that, it's quite busy at the moment. Look at that, look at the queues. But there you go. Over there is what I was interested to show you. I think some of the activities you can actually book through here. So I've not done any yet, but let's go for English. And then there you go, what to do, planning, search by age, alphabetical search. Let's just say search by age. Some of these activities like karaoke, the farm show are free. Sorry for the noise, by the way. Here with the Disney Kids Club for €6, etc. So let's just kind of choose one, for instance, the pony ride. And then you've got a selection of like times and dates. Let's go for today's Monday the 6th. Let's go for today. And you've got the times available. Let's go for 15. Obviously, I'm not going to actually book it because it's for children and I'm not a child. But literally, you can do it here. Obviously, it says please note that you will add an activity for children from 3 to 13 years old. So it kind of gives you the warning that you have to have a child of this age if you want to do it. And then you can literally book it all here. They've got a card machine and everything. So there you go. I'm going to cancel this, obviously, because like I said, I'm not a child, unfortunately. But it's cool that you can just book your own activities here. Even if the queue is long, for instance, if you come to the welcome house and you find there to be a very long queue, you can just use the machines over there to book them yourself. There are some leaflets here as well if you're interested about some of the activities that you can do in the restaurants. That's basically it. I'm gonna leave here because I feel bad. There's loads of people there. Also, Disneyland Paris sign here, of course, because this hotel is partnered with Disneyland Paris. In fact, I booked this trip, this stay here, officially from the Disneyland Paris website. You can book it through their own website as well, or through other, methods like, third-party websites, I'm sure. But I booked it directly from Disney. And I think if you book it directly from Disney, it means that you also get tickets to the parks, which for me on this trip was important. But yeah, continuing with our journey through Village Nature, look at all these little bodies of water and like building at the end, which I'm very interested to see what it is. We are going to hopefully explore that later on. Very, very pretty. And you've got the chess game here, a kind of giant game of chess, which I love. I'm a big fan of chess. Let me know if you enjoy playing chess.
Look at the lily here. It's like fuzzy.
Izzy's just found a cute little lily over there. By the way, do you want to say hi, Izzy, to the vlog? Your first entrance. We're just going to have a wander because we're still exploring it for the first time ourselves. Some really cute flowers.
Last week.
Did they?
Yeah, I don't know what that one's called.
It is a beautiful area. We've got Vapiano's here as well, which we might check out later on, just over there. Our favourite place. If you haven't checked out Izzy and I's vlog from when we tried Vapiano in Disney Village, do so because it's quite a funny vlog.
What this actually looks like, when you see in the future when they're like, for instance, in the Doctor Strange film, in the one of the multiverses. Yeah. Where like all the trees are on, there's like flowers growing everywhere, trees.
Right? I know what you mean.
Like in China and stuff, there's some buildings that have like the walls that are all plants. Look, the garden is like submerged on the building. I
get what you mean. There's like plants and greenery around, like all over the actual buildings.
And there's so many birds here, and so I've seen loads of birds yesterday. So I think it's got very good. It's
natural, yeah.
Biodiversity.
There you go. Izzy's really enjoying the flowers everywhere, and they are very, very pretty. We are hoping to find, because there's a lake here, a big body of water here, and I think on the map we've seen that you can kind of do some boat rides here, which I think Izzy have found. Okay, they're over there. Oh, this is lovely. I don't even feel like I'm in this is not Disney at all. It's a baby. Oh my god, that is cute. That's cute. That's cute. Very, very cute. And it's very, very calming. Look at this as well. There's some more ducks over there in the distance, just like wandering around, enjoying their lives on this beautiful spring day. Yeah, that's the building that we're quite fascinated about as well, which we're going to check out later. I can even see a slide. I think that might be the water park, actually. We'll have to see, but you can I don't know about the boats, if you have to pay to rent them or you can just kind of go on them for free. We're going to find out, because that's something that I think both of us would be interested to do. Carrying on from that beautiful lake, before we get on the boats, I just wanted to show you the business center here, which is actually closed right now. But if we keep going, in front of us is here we have La Boutique, which is another shop. I think this one here sells, well, by the looks of it, we've not been inside it yet, it's like swimwear. So because there is obviously a water lagoon, aqua lagoon here, water park, and like swimming pools and slides and stuff. If you forget your swimming costume, you can definitely buy some here. Let's have a quick look inside. Oh, there's postcards here as well. Is it postcards from
it looks like inside there,
yeah, that looks beautiful.
And then that, I guess that's the outside of the pool.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be interesting to have a look at all the pool stuff and everything later on. You can get some toys for little ones, some balls, etc. Some more postcards here. I love a nice postcard. These are like the long ones. And this is like the full view of Village Nature here in Paris over here, and there's like a different selection of them as well over here. It looks really pretty, really nice. So different again. You wouldn't like think that this is so close to Disneyland Paris. It's only literally about maybe a 15-minute drive from the parks. So yeah, there you go. Let's go inside now. So yeah, as expected, loads of swimwear over here, some goggles as well for swimming, etc., and then some towels. So if you need your own towel, you can definitely get some here. I think they do provide you with one towel in the room. We're going to check it out later on again as well. We're going to discover everything together in this vlog. But it's nice that you can also buy towels in case you need some. These are the varieties of swimming costumes that they have over here. Some bags as well. They're quite nice. Some toys, some clothes as well. Is that Adidas? Wow, they literally even sell Adidas stuff here. 64.99 euros. Okay, some Adidas slides over here. Yeah, some bath stuff, some bags, loads of bags over here, some t-shirts. Oh my god, Desigual. That's probably one of my favorite brands. That's so random. It smells really nice in here though, and I think one of the main reasons is a lot of scented candles here. So as soon as we stepped into the shop, we were both like, oh my god, it smells lovely. So yeah, you can get your scented candles here, some little plants. There's some Legos and toys over there as well. We're not going to get through that at the moment, but there are definitely some toys available here as well if you want to entertain your children, get them a little present from Village Nature. Izzy's just found this section here where they have a lot of wooden things. So this is it's got like the actual branding as well, Village Nature pen, made of wood rather than plastic, which is interesting and good, obviously.
I feel like this must be recycled plastic, maybe. Basically, I was just noticing that I think that they've tried to be more ethical here. I've seen a lot of stuff made of bamboo, not plastic, and there's wood, there's cork on the books.
Yeah, true. There's a Village Nature notebook here, the sunglasses here. There's bamboo there. Oh, cool. Nice. So yeah, they've got the Village Nature like little official mugs as well if you want to get yourself a souvenir from here. A few different varieties. There's one over here. They've got just like a plain black one that doesn't have any photos and just has the logo. They don't have the prices though. Oh, there, actually they do. The mugs are 10.75 euros. I just found the price over here. Or you can get yourself this one here. You can get yourself a Village Nature keyring as well if you wish to. And they also have some magnets. I might actually get myself a magnet because I like collecting magnets from places I go to. Oh my god, Izzy's just found her name because your name is French, isn't it?
Yeah, and in England you never see this.
Isabel. If you didn't know Izzy's name, her full name is Isabel. That's cool. And it's spelled the correct way as well. So yeah, there you go. These bottles and lunchboxes are really cute as well. I like the designs on them with these little kids and in different outfits. They've even got some snow globes with them as well. So there you go. That's quite cute. This one's a little soldier. We've got somebody dressed as I want to say maybe a fox, potentially. This one's a fairy. And I like what it says on them as well. So for instance, this one says, Quand je serai grande, je serai une jolie sirène. So when I'm older, I'm going to become a mermaid. So that's quite cute. Obviously, they say different things. For instance, this one here says, Quand je serai grande, je serai une fée. So a fairy. But yeah, really nice range. I like the way they've designed the children, the little kids on them. It's very cute. They even have some Pokemon cards here. 22.50 euros if you want to buy the set, I want to say, because there's quite a few there. Some Asterix stuff as well, because obviously we're in France, and some more magnets here. Quite a lot of selections. You can even get little wristbands. I don't know why you would get them. Different coloured wristbands that say Village Nature on them. So there you go. But that's it for the shop. We are going to leave now. So I just went back into the welcome house over there because we figured the boats probably need reservation. I actually asked the staff assistant in the shop whether we had to reserve for the boats or not, and he said yes. So I came here and I had a look at the kind of screen that I showed you earlier, and unfortunately the boats weren't available for today. I actually spoke to a staff member in the welcome house as well, and they also said they don't have any boats today. I think they said they do them kind of one day in a row kind of thing, or sometimes they might do one type of boat today, like one day, and then the next day you'll be another kind of boat. And maybe it's actually a good advice to book these things in advance. So if you're coming to Village Nature and you really want to do a particular activity, make sure you book them straight away because it's a busy time of year anyway. Some of the activities are sold out, but we have booked a pedal boat for tomorrow because even though tomorrow is our last day, I did check it with a staff member as well, and we're meant to check out at 10 a.m. He said you can still use any of the facilities as long as you've got your little bracelet, which they give you when you check in. This is basically the key to your room. This is how you enter Village Nature as well. it's good to have your bracelet on. You can also just kind of leave it in your bag or your pocket if you don't want to actually wear it, but it's the key to a lot of things. And as you can see right now, I basically went on the screen, kind of selected the activity that I wanted to do. It was very, very easy. The time is given to you, and then you just kind of tap your little band. I just keep wanting to call it a magic band. Obviously it's not, it's just like the Village Nature band. And yeah, you pay for it. This was 14 euros for the pedal boats tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to doing that tomorrow. Actually, it means that when we go to the parks for extra magic hours, because we're going to be in the parks hopefully really early tomorrow, then we're going to have an afternoon here. It's nice that we're still able to use all the activities here tomorrow, even though it's our checkout day and we're going to be technically checking out at 10 a.m. The staff member said you can still use it as long as you have this, so that should be nice. That's going to be coming up later in the vlog, but I think we're going to wander around and maybe go to the farm. The farm might be cool to have a look at. Considering Village Nature is pretty big, they have like signed it quite well with all the locations that you need to go to. So for instance, you can see over there Belleville Farm, which is where we're heading to right now, is over here. You've got the beach, La Plage, Forest of Legends, Spa, Deep Nature, Extraordinary Gardens, which is kind of where we were earlier, kind of by the shops and restaurants over here, and the lakeside promenade. We might go around and have that lovely walk later on as well. This is actually the block that we can see Izzy over there. This is our block at the moment. We're on the kind of ground floor. We don't know if we're going to stay here tonight or not. It's been a bit of a drama with the room, just a tiny bit. I'm not somebody who complains, and I'll explain it a little bit later on, but hopefully, you know, it's going to be sorted and we're going to be fine here. Otherwise, they said they might move us. This, we believe, is the farm over here. There's a nice little, I think that's a windmill. Let me know in the comments if it is or not. It's a tiny one, but look at all this just nature everywhere. It's very much in the name, obviously, Village Nature. And yeah, you can see a lot of nature everywhere you go, and I appreciate it a lot. Izzy's just spotted this sign over here about compost, and what does it say?
Yeah, so basically I think it's really cool. They make their own composters. They have compost bins, kind of like what you can do at home. Like I have one at home, and it's encouraging people here that you can bring any of your like food waste. You know, in like the UK we get the little brown bin and you have the green bags that you put your food waste in. It's same as that, but they do it all in the house here, and then I'm guessing that goes to the farm. Yeah, to grow.
There's a little tiny apple tree over here as well. They're really small, the ones that are obviously still growing.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite seasoned yet, but I can't smell it either, because we have some near where I live, like an apple orchard, and it smells so good. And
I've just spotted quite a lot of horses. I love horses. They're cute. There's some ponies as well, I think. You can see them just over there behind me. We're going to try and get a little bit closer to them as well. I don't want to disturb them or anything, obviously. I just want to have a look at them from up close. But yeah, it's cute. I think there must be other animals around as well. I've seen in some photos that like there's some goats around, maybe some cows as well. But so far, we've just seen the little horses there. Very cute. So there you go. This is another angle of the little horses here. I love the smell of horses. I was just telling Izzy and she was like, smells of poo, you know, why do you like it? But I don't know why, I've always enjoyed it. I think because in Vienna, where I spent a lot of my childhood in, they have horses a lot in the city of Vienna, like just kind of carriage horses, rides and stuff, and it's for some reason just reminds me of my childhood. But I'm very aware that the smell obviously isn't typically what you would call a nice smell. But yeah, you can see a few of them just relaxing here. And then I think there's the actual entrance of the farm is on the other side, which we are going to hopefully get to later on. Look at his tail. Bless him. They're not really moving or anything. They're just... Izzy said they look a bit sad, and I now kind of agree. Oh, look at them. There's another shot of one of them over here. I don't want to get too close to them. I don't want to scare them. I don't want to do anything that would disturb them, to be honest. I feel like already they look a little bit sad. They're not doing too much. I don't know. I suppose they are in some ways just like, you know, enclosed in an area. They can't be free to run, and I'm making this quite sad, aren't I? But the horses are cute, and I feel like children would definitely enjoy seeing some animals. I'm enjoying just seeing them, and again, that's probably definitely one of the good points of staying at Village Nature, because there's so much to do. Obviously, as you've seen already, you can do some boat rides, there's some activities that I showed you earlier, and then you can also see some live animals.
So basically, this is a bug hotel they have there. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it now.
This sign is telling you like all the different insects that it attracts. It's actually I guess they've called it the Grand Insect Hotel. So it's a really easy thing to do. You should definitely do it in your garden if you have one, 100%.
Would you do it, Izzy?
Yeah, I have one. But this is the biggest one I've ever seen. It's great.
It is cool, to be fair.
This explains why there were so many slugs yesterday. They have a really good habitat in here.
Yeah,
you know.
I've already told them I didn't enjoy the fact that there were loads of slugs. So this over here is the insect hotel. It is interesting, all jokes aside. Obviously, I'm not necessarily fond of insects. For some reason, I find them a little bit scary. I think a lot of people do for some reason, but at the end of the day, I am very aware that bugs are important as well, and insects. It's a bug's life, Izzy said, yeah.
Wait, is that the Disney?
Yeah, it is. Disney Pixar. Yeah, they're important. They're needed for the environment, and I understand they all play a different part. So, huh? Oh, there's a ghost. Oh, yeah. Oh, bless them. Probably because it's quite sunny. They're just chilling in the shade over there. You can see them in the distance. And it's not just farm animals that you see here. We've also just spotted a frog over there. Hopefully you can see it just on that white lily down there. It is moving a little bit as well. Bless him. And look at all these beautiful flowers. I love this time of year. As I mentioned earlier, this is in the June of 2022 is when I'm filming this, the 6th of June to be precise. And there's a restaurant over there as well by the looks of it. Restaurant and Let's Play. However, they've written Let's like milk, so like L-A-Y-T. As the French would spell the word milk. So that's interesting. And I want to say this is like an open air theatre. It looks like a little stage, doesn't it? Not necessarily a big stage, but there's some little benches there where you can sit on them. It's cool. How cute are those seating areas over there? So lovely. Also, I've just noticed you can get yourself some Village Nature Paris souvenirs over here. These are little coins that you can also get from Disneyland Paris, similar to them anyway. You can either get this one here, Village Nature Paris Ferme Belle Vie. You can kind of hopefully see it here, or you can get one of these like 5 cent ones here. So there you go. It's like a coin machine. It's another fun thing for kids to do. My hair's a mess, but you just put your coins in. It's a €1 or 5 cents, or for the big ones it's like €1, €2. And here's a better look at what the coins would look like. So these are the €2 ones, and then these are the designs for the 5 cent ones, and then this is the machine over here. Really fun. We're now in the center of the farm, and it honestly smells so good. I'm sorry if you think it's weird, but let me know in the comments if you agree with me. I just love the smell of animals. I'm not necessarily the best with animals, generally speaking, but I just enjoy the smell of a farm and horses. I know, I'm probably weird, but there's some information about the Bellevue farm over here as to where you can find some of the different animals. Over here you've got some pig, some lapins, some rabbits over here, the ponies, the donkeys, which is âne in French. I love it. Yeah, more ponies, the vache, the cows of course, and yeah, looks to be quite a big farm as well actually. Izzy's over there at the moment by the cows, which are some of my absolute favorite animals. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy cows as well. Look at them, there's so many of them just messing about, chilling. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon actually right now, so maybe it's time for their little rest. Wow, there's so many of them. I'm so like intrigued by all of them. There's a pony club over here, and I love those flowers over there next to them. And I think this might be where you would come if you're doing a pony ride. Obviously pony rides are only for younger children, I think from the ages of 3 to 11 it said, but it also depends on the size of your children and the weight, I believe. So if they're too big, obviously the ponies, it's not gonna be good for them. Yeah, there's some more information about the pony rides over here, and the prices, and you know how many minutes it is, etc. And you would just go here if you want to start your pony adventure. We've now come inside this area. I'm not sure which animals we're going to see here, if any at all. So I think maybe, ooh, oh, they've got the names of the horses there. That's Rose, oh, and then Bogos over there. So where's Holly? Polly, oh yeah, Polly's over there as well. Cool names, yeah. Pollux, I like that name.
Playmobil.
Like the horse here. Who horse here? Playmobil. What? Sorry. Qualimero. Yeah. Interesting names. I don't know. There's pigeons around as well. I'm not a big fan of pigeons, to be fair. We're in the sheep section here, and this one here is so tiny. I hope he turns around so you can see his face momentarily, but then over there you've got some of the older ones, the bigger ones. They're just chilling again, and as you can see, hopefully you can hear all the birds tweeting around as well. There you go, that's the little baby sheep just eating and enjoying his life. Look at that goat over there, the way he's just looking at me. I love his beard, that's pretty cool. Oh, another one's come to join him. There you go, friends. And I believe you are actually allowed to go inside these gates and kind of, you know, play around with the goats a little bit, feed them if you wish to. You can see some guests already inside. That's the entrance over there. We might do that later on, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, loads of them. That one over there, I enjoy how he or she is just chilling on her own or on his own. I love it. That goat wants to escape and he doesn't know what to do. We've hand sanitized our hands, by the way. Very, very cute. Clearly they're very obviously used to, because kids and anyone can come here and, you know, feed them, touch them, enjoy just playing with them, so they're all used to it. As we're just walking. The weather's been very unpredictable today, by the way. The sun keeps coming out and then it goes back down again, so we've got shade, sun. We don't know what to do with ourselves either. Like at the moment it's obviously warm, but then we've got our jackets just in case. And there's some more horses here as well. This one's a nice little shade of brown, really cute. Their eyes look so gentle for some reason, do you not think, Izzy?
Yeah, they look, I feel like when you look at animals you see their soul, like, I don't know. Izzy feels animal souls when you look at them too much. I get what you mean, when you look at them too much and you look at like, into their eyes especially, I feel like that's definitely something that... You can see their personality.
Did you hear what she said?
You can see their personality.
No, I think that's cool. I agree with you. I don't think I've necessarily kind of figured out their personality properly before, but it's definitely something that can happen. And there's one here, there's another one over there, and then there's one over there as well. And there's some advice and instructions for the animal area. So we're slowly but surely going to make our way out of the farm now, but I wanted to show you this little playground bit as well. I think this is part of the restaurant right next to the farm that I showed you earlier. I think it was called like Restaurant Let's Play with LAIT as Let's. And it's got these slides here and another like little playground area for children. So yeah, so many activities to do, and honestly we've seen so many kids as well with the goats here having an amazing time just kind of, you know, playing with the goats, enjoying being around them. For a lot of kids as well, this could be like their first time seeing live animals like this, and the goats are so gentle. It's so cute seeing them all interact. We've just spotted a peacock here as well, and that one on the back, it's got his wings, would you say, his feathers open, and it's so cool. There you go, you can probably see him a little bit better from here. And apparently Izzy was saying this is quite a rare thing. Obviously they only ever do it, I think, when they want to mate. I might be wrong, do correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously I don't have the best knowledge of animals, but there are quite a few of them here as well. But that's the only one, the one there, that has all his feathers out. Pretty cool. And then there's Izzy over there taking some photos. Here's another look at the peacock here. Really, really cool. So beautiful, honestly. You just heard someone say next to me, it's incredible, isn't it? And it really is. Honestly, animals. There's just so many varieties of animals in the world and so many species, and just... It's fascinating, it really, really is. Before we continue our adventure through Village Nature, I just wanted to show you that they have an app as well, an official app for Village Nature Paris. And yeah, you can kind of see all the activities available. You can even, I think, potentially book activities on the app. It's definitely something useful to have. They've got a map of the parks as well. So where's the map? There you go. If we click on the map, it should show you exactly kind of where you are, if you allow location services on your phone, and all the numbers of things that you want to do. Of course, you can also get paper maps, which we also do have, but it's nice that you can have the app and kind of find your way around the area through the map, because it's quite a big place, this place. But of course they also do have some maps around the resort as well. So there's one here, for instance, that shows you exactly where you are. This is where we are, just outside the farm. I think we're going to try and head towards this area now. This is where the Tree Tales Adventures happens. That's a paid activity. We're not going to pay for this, but we're going to just have a look around it, see what's available. I think there's a little playground as well. But you can see the size of this. Look at it. This is big. This is a huge resort. And on our way to the Tree Tales area, you can see those picnic benches and tables, which is nice. Again, surrounded by loads of greenery around it. And then in the back, all the way in the distance, you can see some of the blocks where the accommodations are. How beautiful is this scene here, though, with the water. And then I think over there is where the kind of free tree adventure is. There's a paid one. Oh, there's a car coming through. Let me just wait for it to go past. But yeah, there's a paid one where you can kind of do an activity, you know, go up the trees, etc. A little bit like Go Ape, which is a thing that I have done a few times in London. But this one I think is just like a playground. We are obviously going to go and have a closer look at it, but I just wanted to show you again some of the views that you can get from here. This would be a beautiful place just to go on a walk, like just walk around Village Nature everywhere. And actually we've got a beach over there as well. I didn't even realize there's a beach. We did see a sign for it earlier, didn't we? And I think this is where it is. Just after that water you can see kind of like some sandy areas, and you can see people playing volleyball, so that's cool as well. And again, these are some of the blocks, and that over there is the water park area. You can see some of the slides, which we're hopefully going to do later on. But yeah, for now we're going to continue going here. Also, you might have just seen a golf cart go behind me just now. There's another one over there. There's a lot of golf carts. There's an Izzy behind me as well, and you can use the golf carts. However, unfortunately, this is something that we were both a little bit disappointed about. Oh, it's quite windy. You do need to have a driving license to use the golf cart, which does make sense, don't get me wrong. It makes absolute sense. My hair's a mess. My hair being a mess doesn't make sense, but if you do have a driving license with you, then of course you can use the golf carts, and it could be a different way of going round Village Nature. It's if you don't want to walk, but of course you can also do it in other ways. They have segways, but also bicycles that you can rent as well, so you don't have to walk necessarily. There's another one, look. Woo, another golf cart coming through. So I can't remember if you had to pay for the golf carts or not. All I know is that you definitely need to have a driving license. But there you go, I just wanted to show you them. So here we are. This is the Forêt de Légende, so the Forest of Legends. You've got a playground area here, a show, archery, den building, mini golf, mini jeep. This is fun. This is a beautiful place. If I were a child and I'd come here, I probably would have had the best time. You've got another golf cart going through. But yeah, look at this playground. There's so many different things to do, so many different areas of games. I like the theming as well. It's really cool, a bit like dinosaurs maybe. I'm not quite sure. Let me know what you think. But yeah, loads of fun to be had in the playground. Obviously I'm not going to do any of these activities here because I think they're mainly for children, but I do believe there's a little zip line here through here, which adults are also allowed to do. So I think if we manage to find that, we are going to have a go on it. This place is incredible. This playground area is legitimately one of the best playgrounds I've ever seen. Look at it, it's huge. There's so many different slides and, you know, like bridges with all the tunnels and everything. There's a slide here just behind me. Honestly, if I was a child, my brother and I would have both loved it. Izzy's just giving this little I don't know if you heard it, but she was saying it looks harder than it is, and I agree. I don't know. Kids. Oh my God! Do you think I should have held that for me? Oh Lord have mercy. Are you okay?
Pull yourself up.
Oh my God! Izzy, are you okay? Izzy, are you actually okay? You hit your back just then. Are you okay? Please.
This is why adults don't go on kids' climbing things because they're not fit enough. But they've like pulled stuff here.
Yeah, that was within like a minute. Izzy like injured herself a little bit. But yeah, there you go. Another playground area here. There's a lot to do. So much to do. Huge slide over there. Another slide over here. What would you call these things? Like rope adventures? Kind of thing.
Like rope slides.
Rope slides, we'll go with that.
I don't think they're called ropes.
Let us know what they're actually called officially. Here's another look at some of the slides and rope stuff that you can find in this part of Village Nature. This bit's my favourite, even though he injured poor Izzy a couple of times, but it does look pretty cool. And then there's some more over there. But I think what we're interested in actually doing is the little zip line here, so that's what we're going to go on now. Wish me luck. Lord have all the mercy. How do I even get on it, Izzy?
I don't know.
Do I need to jump?
Yeah, I think
What if I fall?
I'm really scared you're going to fall.
Oh my God, I haven't done a zip line in so long. This is actually kind of fun, but also a little bit terrifying.
Would you like to rate the experience?
I think maybe 3 out of 5. We just spotted these and I told Izzy, this is where you can do the cochon pendu. Cochon pendu. And I still don't even know how to explain it, but it's basically where you put your legs here. I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to showcase. You put your legs here. They've got different sizes as well, depending on your height. And then I don't want to encourage any like dangerous activity either. I don't want to encourage any dangerous activity, just in case. Be safe. Don't do this if you're not, you know, prepared. It took me a long time to learn it as a child, and I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to demonstrate. You put your legs here, obviously, and then you're like hanging upside down. And then I remember I felt so brave the first time I like let go of my hands, and I was just like hanging on with my legs. Let me know in the comments if you ever did that as a child. We've come by the beach area because I wanted to show you a closer glimpse at it, and there's a sign here that does say no swimming allowed without a lifeguard around. There isn't one at the moment. As you can see, that's the lifeguard chair, but it's cool. You've got the sand here and then the water here, and it's nice. You can actually, if you want to, if there is a lifeguard present, you are actually allowed to go inside the water here if you wish to. They do also have a couple of deck chairs over there if you just want to stay here and relax and look, you know, at the water, maybe read a book if you wish to. And then behind me is where they're playing volleyball, so I suppose that's another activity that you can participate in if you wish to. Anyway, I'm now standing outside our cottage, which is the block just over there. It's on the ground floor. There's a few different, you know, etages, levels here. I think it goes up to maybe the 4th floor over here, and there are definitely different buildings around Village Nature as well. This isn't the only place, as you can imagine. There's loads more around. There's some actually up there that I think I showed you earlier. I think those ones cost a bit more because they're above the shop and the restaurants are a bit more lively, and because you're on the kind of top floor, I think they're bigger slightly, and also they just look nicer as far as I'm aware. We have the most basic one, and it's number 4401. So yeah, we're gonna go in and have a look. So as you can see, cottage number 4401, and then this is the door over here, and then to get in you actually use your wristband that they give you to come in, and yeah, that's kind of it. Let's go in. Welcome to cottage number 4401, I believe, in Village Nature next to Disneyland Paris. That's the door. One thing you'll notice straight away is that the lock is just not in there, so great. Although, because you have these things, these bracelets to use to come in anyway, nobody should be able, like technically speaking, nobody should be able to come in because they don't, unless they have the same key as us. So there you go. Quite a few rooms here. That's the main bedroom over there. We're going to have a closer look at it later on. Here we've got one of the showers and like sink areas, which also we're going to look at later on. Another, this toilet, isn't it, Izzy? Yeah. Toilets here. Here we've got another shower, which we are going to have a look at later on. This is one of the other beds. You can kind of see just from the distance, there's 2 beds here. And then the main event, I suppose, is the living room over here, which, as you can see, we have a kitchenette. It's quite a big kitchen, to be fair. I'll say it's more or less a full kitchen. And then actually this is a sofa that has been turned into a sofa bed, and when we arrived, the sofa bed was made as a bed when we first arrived already, so we didn't ask for it to be turned into a bed. But I guess a lot of families, like, or larger groups of people, book Village Nature, and so this village, this cottage that we're in, 4401, which is the most basic one, is the standard one, I think can sleep up to about, we had 6 people, basically, I would say. 2 people here, 2 people in one of the rooms over there, which we're going to get to later on, and then 2 people in the main bedroom as well. We do also have this outside area, this little terrace that is attached to our cottage, which you can use if you want to. Again, you can see there's a table laid out there, quite a lot of chairs, so if you're staying here for longer, if you just want to make the most of your stay here, you can definitely go and have your breakfast outside if you wish to. There's a mirror here. Hello. And then this is the sofa bed, which looks pretty comfortable, to be fair, for a sofa bed, quite a big one as well. We do have a television in front of it and a phone, but the phone's just a normal phone, like I would presume a normal phone where you can like call French numbers. It doesn't like have you know, connections to the reception or anything of that sort, as far as I'm aware. There's some artwork here as well, very much nature artwork, as you can imagine. There's a butterfly here. Shout out to my grandma. Unfortunately she's no longer with us, but her name in Persian meant butterfly, parvane. So whenever I see butterflies I think of her. There's a sofa here as well, and then I really like the wallpaper as well, with all the leaves, very much naturey vibes. And then yeah, let's have a closer look at the kitchen as well. Like I said, it's a pretty big kitchen. We've got the sink, of course, that's the bin, I presume. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, oven, microphone, oven. There is a microwave as well over here. There you go. And then we do have quite a big fridge. These are just some of Izzy's snacks over here. We've got a bottle of water, but it's a pretty big fridge. So again, if you're a big family and if you want to have a lot of food in there, you definitely have space for it. And then there's just a lot of like storage areas up there. I think there might be some cutlery, and yeah, there's some glasses over there, plates and whatnot over here. And then here you should have some of the cutleries. There you go. there you go, these are empty. If you want to cook, you definitely can. There's a coffee making machine as well over there, kettle, etc. So pretty well equipped, and as you can see, hopefully pretty large size room as well. This is the dining table where Izzy sat at right now, with 6 different chairs. So again, because this cottage can sleep up to 6 people, the dining table also reflects that with the 6 chairs. Carrying on from there, one thing that we found a little bit annoying last night, and I'll explain a bit later about it later on, is that, as you can see, there was a sliding door here that is, generally speaking, meant to close, but they've done it so that you can't. I'm not quite sure why. Let me know if you know the reason why you can't close this. I feel like, obviously, it's just me and Izzy, but if you were a larger group of people, and if the people sleeping on that sofa bed maybe wanted some privacy in the night, or just maybe were going to bed earlier than you and they just didn't want to hear the noise, whatever, you'd want to be able to close the door, surely, the sliding door. But you can't. We're now back in the main entrance area. As you can see, we've got our suitcases over here. That was the door. That's the broken lock. That was quite alarming for us both when we first arrived here last night. That is one of the reasons why we, decided to change hotels last night, so we didn't actually sleep here. But yeah, we're not even sure what's going to happen tonight, whether we're going to be sleeping here or not. We probably will, to be honest. This is one of the rooms, and there's 2 single beds, as you can see. I like the colours there. The colours of the little, little storage areas, little shelves. They're quite cute. That blue shade is really nice. You've got the lamps, the bedside lamps, nice little plug as well. And then these are cute too for your clothes, like hangers. There's a storage area, and there's some bees on the lamp over here. But one thing that Izzy actually noticed when we kind of had an investigation of this room is that there's loads of dead bugs here. So like, can you see that? It's dead, but it's there. And there's quite a lot of them, like quite a lot. There's some random bits of like, I don't even know what that is, just on this side of the bed, the side that's closest to the window. We're on the kind of ground floor, by the way. And then Izzy was like, let's find out why. So we did this, and we realized, can you see that? They have left the window open. Whoever came to clean our room obviously has left it open, which isn't great. Obviously, it's not going to be great anywhere. Oh my god, I've just noticed there's a little bug just there as well inside, which no wonder, because the window's been open all along, and we only noticed it today. We didn't notice it yesterday, so it clearly has been open since last night, since we first got to our room. We didn't see our room until about 11:30 last night, because that's when we came back from the parks, and that's not great. So I think I'm actually going to close it now, because we don't want any more bugs coming through in case we do have to stay here tonight. So yeah, carrying on from this bedroom, over here on my right hand side, we have one of the bathrooms. There's 2, which is quite good. Where's the light for this? See, I'm still new to this. There you go. Here we've got the sink. It's quite a round sink. Oh lordy, I just washed my hands like 10 minutes ago, and it looks like it's all in there, so I need to figure that out. There's a mirror here. Hello. You've got these lamps here. Nothing too special. This is just Izzy stuff. They do give you towels, which is something that I wasn't sure before I got here, so that's good. It's nice that they wrap them as well in plastic. They're going to be clean, hopefully. They also do provide you with these shampoos and conditioner, like shower gel. Also soap. This is what I used earlier to wash my hands. There you go. I can't pick it up, but you do get given a soap as well. Here we've got the shower, which looks incredible. We've not used it yet. As I said, we've only spent about maybe half an hour here so far. We got here last night, and we didn't feel comfortable sleeping here, so I booked us another partner hotel, much cheaper than here, and we spent the night there, and we're back here today. But there you go. This is the shower. It looks pretty good, to be fair. I like the fact that there's 2 of them as well. One of the detachable ones and then one proper one. Really cool. You do obviously have your little heating thing here as well. So if you want to heat the bathroom, you can. But there you go. I'm going to turn this off, close it, and let's get to our next one, which is quite a boring place. It's just a toilet room. Quite cozy, but you do actually get a sink here, which I appreciate. A lot of kind of European hotels have their toilets separated from the sink area, and sometimes you're like, oh, it'd be nice to have just a small sink still to kind of wash your hands immediately after. And you do get a soap here as well. This is the exact same soap that I had opened in the other bathroom, Village Nature Paris soap savon. So there you go, pretty good. Another little mirror here as well. Hi. One thing I do have to let you know about though is toilet paper. So obviously we do have one roll of toilet paper here, and that's literally all you get. So definitely bear that in mind if you're staying at Village Nature here in Paris. If you're a big family, if there's more of you than there is for me and my friend Izzy, especially if you're staying here for longer than just 2 nights. We're staying here for 2 nights, and obviously last night we didn't even stay here. So potentially one toilet roll might be okay for us, but generally speaking, I think, especially for a bigger family, you're going to be using more toilet rolls. And my advice would be either to bring some from home, because you probably will be able to get them cheaper where you are, or they do actually sell them here at the shop as well. So yeah, you're not going to like run out of them, but you do have to buy them yourself. I think they're like €2 or something here per toilet roll. I don't know for sure, it's just something I heard someone say, but it's probably easier just to bring your own. So there you go, you only get 1 toilet roll and they won't give you any more. And the bug theme does continue, because down here there's like, I don't even know if you can see it or not, it looks like a spider web potentially. There's definitely some bugs around it. There's some spider webs up there as well. There's spider webs everywhere, to be honest. Like, there's too many, I can't even count them. So just bear that in mind. Obviously I understand it's called Village Nature, so it's like a very naturey thing, but if you don't like insects, it just might not be the one for you. Okay, here we've got our last little bathroom area. There you go, yeah, there you go, sorry. Here you have another shower, which looks pretty good as well. There you go. This might be a disabled shower, I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. It looks like it might be, and maybe that's why you have 2 showers, so it's as accessible as it can get. But I'm sure they probably have other accessible rooms as well that might be even better than these ones. This is the sink here, again some more towels here, another one of these soaps, as well as shampoo, conditioner, etc. There you go, another toilet here as well. I didn't even notice that, Lord have mercy. So you've got another toilet here, but as you can see, no toilet roll. So bear that in mind for sure, because you know, you don't want to come here and then just get annoyed about that. It's something to know. If you know it in advance, you can prepare for it, and then you know, it just it saves you annoyances. And then as we continue over here, we have you know, large mirror, one of these full-size mirrors. And then we get to like the main bedroom, I suppose, which is this one here. The bed looks good. I can't, you know, comment on whether or not it's comfortable because I've not slept on it yet. I've sat on it and it does feel nice, to be fair. There's a lamp. The lamp is pretty cool as well. Again, very nature themed, as you can see, with all the branches on there. And again, you've got a mirror, not a mirror, sorry, a window. Why do I always confuse mirrors and windows? I don't know. You've got a window, and again, you can see, because it's on the ground floor, you can kind of see outside, and that's the kind of the tables and chairs that I showed you earlier, just over there from the other room. That is kind of adjacent to this. You can see quite a few bugs here. You can see this, I don't even know if you can see it or not. There's a fly here. Thankfully it's on the other side, but honestly, because that window's been open for so long, the one in the other room, like anything could fly in whenever they want to. There you go, I think you can see it there, just there. There you go. You got another mirror here, in case you're wondering or care about. There you go. Hi. Some storage areas here. You can put your clothes, and is there a clothes like a not a place where I thought there might be like hangers there, but no, just like, you know, storage areas like that. Some plugs on both sides, little bed sides as well. Same on the other side. I'm actually charging my phone at the moment, and some of my batteries for my camera. These branches are quite cute again on this lamp. And yeah, there you go. This is another overview of the room. I like the green walls as well, and you've got another TV there, just there with the remote. I'm not someone who normally uses TVs when I go to hotels, but it's good to know that you can have it. And that's more or less it in terms of the cottage that we're in. So one room there, these are all like toilets and bathrooms, and then the other room is just the one that we've been through just now. And then here, of course, is the living area with the kitchen, Izzy, the table, and of course the bed over there. Now, let me get to some of the things that were a bit worrisome for me when we got here last night. For me, the biggest thing was the fact that the door, like the lock, doesn't work at all. Now, I understand now, especially now that I've come back, that more than likely, because everyone needs one of these things, technically no one should be able to come, but because we're on the ground floor as well, like I think if I was on this first, second, third floor, I was a bit higher up, I wouldn't feel as awkward about this lock situation. And also, I would also presume that if you're a bit higher up, you're probably a bit safer from bugs and insects as well. But obviously, us being on the absolute ground floor, and with whoever has cleaned the cottage, leaving the window open for like over 24 hours, more than that, yeah. Obviously, there's going to be loads of insects in the room. And also, last night, this is why I'm back in this room, I did notice a couple of strands of hair on this bed that definitely weren't my hair. They were like much lighter than my hair and much shorter as well. And I know that that's something that can happen, you know, everyone loses hair. So it's not something that I necessarily find that big of a deal. I know some people really don't like hair, but I did spot quite a few. But yeah, there you go. That's kind of it in terms of cleanliness. I don't think it's not clean, but I think considering the price, I was telling my friend Izzy, the price of staying at Village Nature isn't very cheap. I think if you come with a big family and you kind of split the cost, or you know, if you're a group of friends or whatever, then it could be a good alternative to staying on site at Disney or to some of the other partner hotels. But generally speaking, this is probably one of the more expensive Disney partner hotels, and I understand why, because there's so much to do. Obviously with activities, you've probably seen a lot of the stuff so far, but I think when you're paying that price, you kind of expect the rooms, the cottages, to be a little bit more clean, just a little bit more. I think you just expect, you know, people to pay a bit more attention. So like somebody forgetting to close the window, I think is just, it's not great, you know. You would expect people to be a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for, attentive, is that the word? I don't know. So that was we were a bit disappointed with these little aspects of the room. And I went to speak at the welcome center to one of the staff members. Like, he was lovely. I was like nice. I didn't go there and complain. I was just like, you know, just so you know, I was wondering if there's any possibility of us maybe moving cottages, as blah 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 blah. I explained everything. I was honest with him. I was like, last night it was very late, and we would have tried to sort it out last night, but like I said, it was 11:30 p.m. There wasn't anyone at the reception. The welcome house was closed. There was no one around Village Nature apart from security, and I don't think they could have really done anything for us. So that's why we kind of obviously changed hotels. And so I'm just noticing so many bugs everywhere, even on the ceiling. Don't come here if you don't like bugs. I probably should have known better, because I'm not a fan of bugs. But like even Izzy, like she's fine with normal bugs, but like spiders, she's not a big fan of. A lot of people aren't the biggest fan of spiders, to be fair. So it's just something to bear in mind. And yeah, so like I said, the staff member was really nice. We spoke, you know, for a long time. I spoke in French as well. I normally deliberately, when I'm in Paris, when I'm in France, I try to speak in French because I feel like people appreciate it, and the guy really appreciated it. Although at times when I was trying to explain some of the bits, I was like, can I just do some of it in English? And he was absolutely fine with that as well. So, you know, the staff members do speak English, don't worry. As long as you explain things in English, you know, nicely, I'm sure you can get things done here. Obviously you don't need to be speaking French. But yeah, so we're now just waiting to see whether or not we're going to be staying in this same cottage, or if they're going to give us a new one. It's quite a busy time of year. He did say a lot of, like, it's quite full, but he wasn't sure, so he'd like contacted a few other people to see what can be done. He took my number. He said he'll call me, but it's been about 5 hours and we haven't heard anything back. So I really don't know. I feel like I think we're going to be just staying in this room, unfortunately, which is fine. The spider obviously isn't there at the moment, but I'm sure he's going to be back tonight, and we're just going to have to deal with it. What can you do? And it's just going to be one night, so it's fine. Like, I've accepted it. But I've got a bit of hope that maybe we could change. But like I said, it doesn't matter. The staff members were nice, and they also said they're going to send somebody to come and clean it again, which I don't know if they've done or not. The hair that was on my bed isn't on here anymore, so maybe they have been here, but the window was open, so how did they come here and then left the window open? That's just... Anyway, I hope that wasn't too negative. I have enjoyed all the kind of activities, everything around Village Nature. I think it's a beautiful place to stay. There's so much to do for kids, especially. Families would love it. It's very much like its own resort. Like, you know, you're going to be spending hours here just enjoying life. Like, you don't even need to go to Disneyland Paris. Today we've spent most of our day just here. You know, we've not gone to the parks at all because there's so much to do just here. So it is worth the money in that regards. Like, I understand why it's a bit more expensive. There's things to do, and even if you do the paid activities, quite a lot of them are reasonably priced, I would say. And we're going to hopefully do the boats tomorrow, so we'll see how that is. But that is the end of my little, I suppose, it's not a rant, it's like an explanation of this room. I'm quite hungry. I think Izzy might be as well. But we're gonna go and maybe check out the kind of water park swimming area. I'm not sure if we're gonna go on the slides or anything. I'm not even sure if I can film, but hopefully we can film some of the, you know, water bits, and just so you can get an idea of what that's like, because I've heard really good things about that. And then hopefully after that, it's gonna be time to check out some of the restaurants here. But for now, let's go into the water. honestly. I'm not really normally much of a pool person, but we've been in the kind of Aqua Lagoon for only just the past maybe 20 minutes or so, and it's already been so much fun, and I can't wait to go on maybe at least one of the slides. It was like, oh, it's quite speedy, it's just not the scariest one. But it was fun. Initially was like a, ooh, nice little slow thing, and then at the end it was like a full-on big drop. And we are back. That water park, Aqua Lagoon, I think it's what it's called, or Aqua Lagoon in French, was actually a lot of fun. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I don't often go, use swimming pools or go to like water parks. I do enjoy them when I do go, but I just don't make the effort to go often. But obviously because it was here and it's included in the price of staying here, I was like, might as well. And both Izzy and I had an amazing time. The actual swimming pool, the water was heated, in case you're wondering, which was definitely needed, because by the time we actually went to the swimming pool, it was probably about 6 p.m, I want to say. So obviously it was getting a little bit cooler, temperature-wise outside. And we were still able to go to the outdoor part of the pool and still not be too cold because the water was heated, so that was really nice. What else? I went on 3 of the slides. They had maybe about 5 or 6 slides, and I went on 3 of them. And they were all really fun. I forgot how much I enjoy going on water slides. There was one very scary one that I didn't do. Basically one of the kind of drop ones that like kind of you just stand here and then the floor underneath you just is no longer there and suddenly you're dropping. I didn't do that one, but there is one in case one of you is very adventurous and wants to try it. But the ones that I did try were all very fun. Hopefully you would have been able to tell by the footage. But yeah, I recommend it. If you're staying at the Village Nature, definitely check out the Aqua Lagoon. One thing to note though, with the water slides, there was definitely a height limit with the ones where you need to use like, what do you call those like round yellow things? Buoy? I think that's what they had like written in English, but I just call them like, you know, yellow donutty things. It's basically what you sit on, you know. Some of the slides, you know, you don't require the donuts and you can just kind of slide yourself down, but some of them do require the donut things. And the ones that do require donut things, you can see them here. There was a weight limit on them, and the weight limit is 100 kilos. I don't know how much that is in pounds or stones. Sorry, if I can be bothered, I might put it up here so you can see. So 100 kilos, and then you might hopefully be able to see the conversions as well. But yeah, that's just something to bear in mind if you're coming here. Izzy, did you enjoy the water park?
Yeah, it was.
What was it, Izzy?
It was good.
No, it was good. We enjoyed the bit with the waves, right?
Yeah, I liked the waves, and I liked the lazy river, and also
oh, that's the one, lazy river,
because it was warm. The water, that was great.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got out of the water,
it was cold.
That was not so great.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I did mention the heated water, but then as he's right, when you come out of the water, and especially because you didn't do the slide, so you're kind of just chilling, waiting for me.
And getting cold.
Yeah.
No, it was fine. Honestly, it's the first, like, you know, it's like the first 10-15 minutes where you get out, you're like, oh my god.
Maybe bring more than one towel just in case to kind of.
But then after that was cool.
Yeah.
But I'm so, like, I'm telling you guys right now, you need to bring flip-flops to this place.
Oh yeah, because we forgot. Like I had flip-flops in my backpack as well, my suitcase, but I forgot to take them there, and I was like, we couldn't be bothered to come back.
That was a mistake and a half, like the whole time. I'm sorry, but like I'm normally really chill.
Yeah.
Somehow would agree. Maybe I'm not always chill.
No, you are normally quite chill. She's normally quite a laid-back person.
But like I don't know why, but I number one have a weird thing about swimming pools. When I see other people's hair and stuff, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
But then with bare feet, like wet feet.
Yeah, and you aren't walking on the same ground. Yeah, she was not enjoying this at all.
I had to go to the toilet, and I was like, this is my like worst.
Like bare feet in the toilet. Oh.
I'm sorry, I know that sounds really pathetic.
No, I think leave a comment down below. I'm sure there'll be people, and because I agree with you. Obviously, I'm probably not to the extent as you find it like gross, but I do agree with you, and I don't think there was anywhere where you could like rent.
No, I saw a place like that had like a vending machine with like swimming costumes and
but no flip-flops.
But I didn't see flip-flops.
You can rent towels though, and I think was it €4? €4 if you rent a towel, but because they provide you with towels in the actual rooms, just take your own or bring one from your home, because you don't want to waste €4 on towels that you can have and bring with you yourselves. But flip-flops, don't forget them. By the way, some of you who are a bit more observant might have noticed that we are no longer in the cottage 4401. And this is the second view that we have. This is our second cottage. I'm going to give you a very quick tour of it because it's very similar to the first one. But obviously we're on the first floor now rather than on the bottom floor, on the ground floor. And that actually gives us a nice view of quite a lot of Village Nature, which is nice. That's where we were earlier. That's where we did the zip line over there. And again, we do have a table for 6 here. It's just now on a little balcony thing rather than just on the ground floor. And yeah, this is kind of the main room again, the double bed, and more or less very similar to the first one, as you can see. By the way, I think I forgot to show you in the first one. The first one had this as well. I think this might be a baby bed. I'm not sure, but you do have that in the rooms too. And then, yeah, everything more or less the same. Yada, yada, yada. Yep, there you go. That's this. This is me again. Everything literally the same, apart from one thing that was cool that we have here that we didn't know. It's not here, sorry. It's in here, and apologies, obviously that's my swimming costume from earlier. This is what I was going to show you. We have a hairdryer here, which is so nice because this was not in our previous cottage either, in apartment 4401. This was missing, so that's good. And I actually spoke to a staff member. I'm going to explain all of this in a second, but the staff member said that the first one should have had a hairdryer as well, but that apparently loads of people steal them, and so some of the apartments just randomly don't have them, and they don't even care about it. The staff members, I mean, they just don't do anything here, the management team. Another thing that's good about this one is that whilst this looks a bit dodgy and weird again, at least the lock works. This is probably the best thing about this new apartment. Everything else is more or less the same. Let's go into this room here. This is the one with the 2 single beds. Again, similar vibes. This window, however, was again open, which I don't understand. I don't know if it's just like a thing where they just leave the windows open. So as you can see, still a couple of tiny little bugs on this side of the bed, but I mean, what can you do? We're in a place called Village Nature. Oh my god, look how beautiful the sky looks with the clouds. It's about 9 o'clock at the moment, 9:15 p.m. So sunset time roughly here in France, and This is stunning. Another cool thing is, remember the sliding doors in the first apartment where you couldn't actually close them? These ones, to some degree, yeah, there you go. You can close and you can open, and that is a big bonus, because obviously it means that if you have a bigger family and your family are using the bed here, you can enjoy your life and have some privacy if you need to. Kitchen, everything is more or less the same, but one thing that Izzy actually noticed that isn't quite good.
Yeah, I dropped something on the floor, and when I went to pick it up, there was like a toenail on the floor by under the bed, and there's quite a few crumbs. I think maybe they just never lift this bed up. Is it always a bed maybe? So they just don't clean under the bed.
Right.
I don't really know.
So let me just show it to you. Where was it? Just oh god, I can see the nail. There you go. Just over there. Sorry by the way if this grosses anyone out. There's a nail there under. Oh yeah, but thank you for turning the light on. You can just see it over there, and that's obviously under the bed. I don't particularly like nails myself, but as he's right, it could be that they just don't really bother cleaning the under the bed that much because it's always like this. But still, not the best. Another thing that Izzy noticed. Let me just turn this on. So this is where the main shower is, over here, and they give you these like towels that are like wrapped in plastic. However, one of them, which one was it Izzy found, was actually had a lot of dirt. Oh my god, there you go. Lord have mercy, look at this. I hope you can see this, guys. This towel looks absolutely dirty, but they've wrapped it up as if it's like all new. I just do not understand, and they're just like presenting it like this. I think when we came it was like this, and Izzy again turned it around and she was like, oh my god, I don't think that's good. This is the one that's bothered me the most, to be honest. Like, I don't mind, obviously we've got enough towels, but it does show that they're not as attentive as they could be in terms of cleanliness. Like, the place overall feels clean. It's not like, oh, it's dirty, it's disgusting, but I don't know, I feel like they could definitely pay more attention to detail. This is not something that you would normally expect from a good hotel. You wouldn't get that. If you got this in a Disney hotel, if you went and told them, they would be like, oh my god, like, we're going to do something about it. But I don't think they would do much here, and I'm not a complainer. Like, I can't be bothered. But I just wanted to show you. So if you're coming here, don't expect the most insane level of cleanliness. It's not bad at all by any means, and we're fine here now that we've had our apartments changed. Just the fact that we can close the door, a big bonus in terms of safety, and it looks better. The fact we're on the first floor as well, not on the ground floor, just for me is feels a bit more comfortable, and at least we can have our door locked in the night. So yeah, overall I have to say, even though we've now seen 2 of the cottages, I'm just a little bit disappointed with the level of attentiveness that has gone into cleaning, I suppose, both of these cottages. It's fine, like it is absolutely fine for both of us. The previous one, because of the lock situation more than anything, I knew that I wouldn't feel comfortable sleeping there, and I would just be constantly worried and just not get a good night's sleep, which is something that you really want when you're at Disney and stuff. But this one, there's a nail under the bed, the towels are a little bit dirty. You can even see like the walls are a little bit run down as well, but overall it feels clean enough for Izzy and I. Some people might not even like this. So when I was actually speaking to one of the staff members at the welcome house, because I did go back today just to check and see what they were going to do, if they were going to move us, if we were going to stay in the same place, and it was a lovely staff member called Lena, or Lena, I imagine they would say it in French. We were speaking in French again. She actually remembered me from yesterday when we first checked in. She was so nice, and I think the reason that she was nice is because I don't go in there just complaining. Like, as you can imagine, I'm sure loads of people would just go there and be like, oh my god, this is disgusting, we don't want this, blah 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 blah. I am just not that person, so I just went there and very calmly was like, I spoke to one of your staff members earlier today, and he was also lovely. I can't remember his name, unfortunately, but I explained the situation to her, and because she remembered me from yesterday as well, she was so like, apologetic actually about the fact that we had to go to another hotel last night, because I explained that to them in an honest way. I was like, we came back late at 11:30, there was nobody here apart from security, so we couldn't really do anything. That's why we changed hotels. I told her about the window being open, the insects being in the room, the lock more than anything, and she was like, oh my god, like that's not very good. But she was like, yeah, I'm going to see if I can do something for you. Obviously, it's a very busy time. Most of the cottages here are full at this time of year. Today's the 6th of June 2022. Loads of people are on holiday. The Disney parks are like full at the moment, at full capacity. So it is a busy time. But despite that, she kind of spent some time to try and see if she could do something for me. And she found 2 cottages, literally just 2 free ones. Because I did also say I would prefer it if it's not on the ground floor, just in case one of the locks is like, you know, not working again. And so she found one on the first floor, and initially she found one on the first floor that was a bit far from the original one that we had, and then she was like, oh, I've got another one. She was so excited to find another one, and she was like, this is closer to where you are right now, so it'll be easier for you to transfer, you know, to kind of bring your stuff down. Because this one actually, despite being on the first floor and having a lift, the lift doesn't work. And Lena did tell me this. She was like, you can either have this one which is on the first floor but the lift won't work, is that a problem, or are you okay with the stairs? I was like, it's fine. Obviously with some people they would need a lift. And I think it's just funny, it seems like a lot of things just don't work here, and it doesn't feel like the maintenance levels are high enough for the cottages, in my opinion. Because another thing that I asked her if there were any hair dryers in the room, like, because there wasn't one in our previous one, and she said, oh, like, there should be one in your room. And then she asked me, was there one in your previous one? And I was like, no, we couldn't find any. And she was like, oh yeah, that does happen because a lot of guests unfortunately steal the hair dryers, so that we have a lot of cottages that just don't have a hair dryer, and we don't know which ones have them and which ones don't. And I was like, wow, that's great. And I really just needed a hair dryer because obviously we went to the water park, and I've got really thick kind of frizzy hair, and so normally if my hair gets wet, if I have a shower, if I wash my hair, oh, there's a plane going past. Yeah, normally when I wash my hair, when my hair gets wet, I ideally like to use a hair dryer to dry it, because otherwise number one, it takes a long time for it to dry, and number two, especially when it's like, you know, in the evening time when it's a bit cooler and I'm away, you know, I'm in France, I'm not at home, I just don't want to risk catching a cold or anything like that. So I kind of wanted a hairdryer, and I assumed they would have them here because most hotels generally do. And so I asked her, I was like, would the new cottage have one? And she was like, it should do, but I can't guarantee it. And I was like, great. I didn't say it that way at all. I genuinely didn't. Anyone who knows me knows that I never really kind of act like that way. I was just like, oh, okay, so like, you know, is there any other place I could find a hairdryer? Would they have some hairdryers in the water park? And she said they should do, but some of them won't work. And actually, as you can see here, I'm going to show some footage going back to the water park. There were quite a few hairdryers at the water park, as you can see, and different heights as well, but a lot of them didn't work. And so the one that I found that did actually work is this one here that you can see is one for the children, so quite a short one, and I had to just bend down and use it that way, as he was laughing watching me try and dry my hair that way. But there you go, this is something to bear that in mind. Again, if you're coming here and if you need a hairdryer, just bring your own, I would say. Don't rely on the ones here, because you never know that you might not have one in your cottage. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say, to be honest. I think this new cottage number that we're in is number 4316, so 4316, and Lena actually rang me. She said, I'll ring you when this new cottage is ready for you, and I told her we're going to the water park, and she was like, it's fine, I can leave a message if you can't answer then. But thankfully by the time she called, I had actually we just left the water park, so it all worked out really well. Lena, if you happen to watch this, thank you, merci beaucoup. Like, overall, honestly, the staff members have been great, and I don't want it to come across as if I don't like this place. I've really enjoyed my day here, and it is very much a full day thing. Like, there's so much to do, and we didn't even do everything. We did all the free stuff, but if you're wanting to do other activities like bowling, or what else is there to do, like chocolate making, things like that, the escape rooms, then you'll probably need even more time here. I just want to show you an honest picture of what you get. I think overall I'm a big fan of Village Nature and what it offers to families especially, but in terms of the actual accommodation, the cottages and stuff, I think they could do with just being a little bit more attentive and just giving more attention to detail. It's funny as well, because whilst I was waiting to speak to Lena, whilst I was in the welcome house, there was a big queue in front of me, and oh my god, there was a couple that were just full on complaining to a poor, like, you know, French cast member, not a cast member, French staff member who works here, and she was quite a young staff member as well, and she was just, bless her, she was just listening and not like doing it, you know, arguing back or anything. She was just like, okay, you know, like this. But there were a couple from the UK as well, which is just, I feel like if you're British, you probably can imagine what British people are like when they complain. There's a certain type of British people that just kind of really go all out when they want to complain about something, and this couple were not giving up. They were there for like 20 minutes. Eventually a manager had to come and speak to them, and I was just there like, you know, we've got a room with no lock, I can't like be safe in my room, and I still wasn't going to complain the way they were. I don't know exactly what they were complaining about, but that's just not my vibe. I mean, who knows, maybe it was something terrible, but I can't imagine it, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, it's about 9:30 p.m. and Vapiano's closes at 10:30, and Izzy and I are both very hungry. We haven't eaten anything today actually apart from breakfast. So Izzy's had a couple of snacks. I haven't eaten anything since about 10 a.m. when I had breakfast at the other hotel that we escaped to last night, so we should go and eat. Let's go. Before we go though, here's one last look at Village Nature from the first floor here. It is pretty. It's very calming. I mean, you can sometimes see airplanes going past. There you go, there's one over there actually, can you see it? So, you know, you hear airplane noises from time to time, but apart from that, you just mainly hear like birds tweeting, and you see trees, and the air feels very, very fresh. And it is really nice. Anyway, let's go to food. By the way, our new cottage, which is cottage number 4316, which you can see over there, is on a corner, which is a nice surprise as well. I quite like that, because when you come out, there's no other doors near you, so you're a bit secluded from everyone else, and you can see the rest of the blocks over here. And there's this beautiful sunset going on behind me, which unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to see very well. Yeah, my camera's not doing this justice, but I think you can get an idea of how beautiful it looks. Very orangey. I'm loving the clouds today. All day they've been beautiful, but right now, as the sun is about to set, it's even prettier. Food, finally. We are close to you. Genuinely very hungry. It's been so long since I last ate, and we've done so much walking and activities today. But there you go, Vapiano here looks very pretty. You would have seen it earlier, now that it's kind of getting dark as well. Different kind of atmosphere. But yeah, this is the sortie. Let's go from here and get some food. So we have a table here. This Vapiano actually is a little bit different in the way you order than the one in Disney Village. Watch the video of that if you haven't already. I think we mentioned it earlier, but it's quite a funny one. But here you've got these QR codes on each table. I've scanned one, but they also do give you some regular menus as well, which I can show you properly in a bit. But with the QR codes, you can see the menu here. There's antipasties here. This looks really nice. Some prawns. The bruschetta here, Izzy has tried this already. That's vegan and it's really nice as well. Oh, they do like the rabbits, the bunny. Have you seen this?
That's the one you got?
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought it was going to be. I know, menu bambino. There you go. I didn't.
That's the thing you got last time.
Yeah, the garlic bread and cheese was fantastic. Yeah. So I think I will probably go for that as well. But yeah, I think basically what it is that you order on your phone. So obviously, even though we have a paper menu, you need to kind of order on your phone. You basically put exactly what you want on the checkout, and then I think you actually have to pay somewhere there. You go there to pay or something like that, and then they actually bring the food to you, which is definitely different to the one in Disney Village where you have to go and collect your food when it buzzes. So there you go. You can see Izzy's lolling. You can see the prices, a variety of selections here. It's reasonably priced Vapianos. They have Vapianos in other places as well. They have some in the UK. They have some in Austria. Obviously one in Disney Village, and obviously one here as well. Let me know in fact if there's a Vapiano in your country, but loads of pizzas, loads of pastas, and you can choose and select exactly what you want. So Izzy and I are gonna decide what we want to eat now. This is a great atmosphere as well because it's not very busy, so that's definitely very nice. There you go, we've just finalized our order and basically it's now time to pay. So this is a number of order number over here, and I think we just need to go to the cash over here, the cashier, and just pay the amount. Although there was also an option to pay here if you wish to, but I think because the staff member told me to pay there, I think I just decided to do what I've been told, so I'm going to go and pay over there. So paying for the food was absolutely easy. The staff member was lovely. Everyone here in Village Nature has been amazing. But I just wanted to quickly show you a little bit of Vapiano as well. It's quite a long restaurant, and as I said, the fact they bring the food to you is so nice. I'm laughing, I'm smiling because I just had a little moment with a staff member in the kitchen. So there you go, here's another look at it from this side. This place smells delicious. I'm not even the biggest fan of Italian food, but one can't say no to like the garlic, cheesy smell, doughy smell, and everything is cooked fresh, and you can literally see it as well because it's an open kitchen, so that's cool. Merci, merci. Oh, the staff members here were so cute. They're lovely, they're so sweet. Anyway, but the tree decor is very similar. Sorry about the noise going on there. Tree decor very similar to the one in Disney Village, and then you've got these kind of fake leaves around here as well. We've got an Izzy here. Our drinks have actually arrived already, so that's good. I went for my trusty apple juice, and Izzy, what did you go for?
Elderflower mint tea. Well,
have you tried
iced tea? It's so good.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Very nice.
Food's arrived, and Izzy noticed something quite interesting straight away. Go on.
My food is all red, and some else is like yellow.
There you go, yeah.
Beige,
Yeah, beige and yellow for me, because I've got my garlic bread with cheese, which just looks so good. I've had that before, and I went for spaghetti carbonara, and you can choose the type of spaghetti you want. And Izzy went for pomodoro, which is vegan, and also the bruschetta from last time.
And that was really good last time.
Yeah, so we're gonna both enjoy again. This is literally first meal of the day, and the time, 10:15 p.m. So I think we very much deserve this food. I cannot wait. It looks delicious. I guess I'll next speak to you once I've eaten all of this. And trust me when I say I'm gonna eat all of this, you bet I'll give it my best go anyway. It smells phenomenal. Right, I'll see you in a bit. And as promised, my plates are both completely empty, as you can see, and so are Izzy's as well. Was it a nice meal?
It was.
I think we were both very hungry too, so very good meal. Our staff have been fantastic as well, and the restaurant closed at 10:30, and I was panicking because I was still eating, and the staff member came here. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you closing soon? And they were like, no, as long as we have the music on, you can stay. Don't you worry. But we are some of the last customers here, so we are going to leave soon because tomorrow morning we're getting up quite early to go to the park. So yeah. How pretty does the Aqua Lagoon water park look with its lights on in the dark? It's a very peaceful place here, Village Nature, at this time of night. About 10:45 p.m. Obviously, that's just Vapiano over here. We've come out of it. Honestly, if I don't speak, all you're going to be able to hear at this point is just birds and animals. And it's cool. Not a lot of people out and about either at this time of night. Also, look how cute our moon looks up there. It's not a full moon tonight, but it is still shining. Really cute. And these fairy lights are on as well. This is kind of the pathway in front of the shop that we would have seen earlier, and then the welcome house is just around the corner too. And the sky is looking stunning. One more time.
Oh, can you try yours?
Yeah, I'm going to try one more time. Go on then. Go on. Why? What is going on? Why are we having so many problems at Village Nature? It's like 11 o'clock, but we wanted to go back to our apartment. Do one. Do you want to do it at the same? Maybe once I do this, like go down at the same time. Go on. Wait. It's not even done. I'm gonna give it 5 seconds.
Well, that's looks scary.
Yeah, because everything else is closed. There's no one here at this moment at this time of night.
Come on.
Why? Oh my god, guys! I'm trying to be. Go on, one last go. No? This is the annoying thing as well, because everything in terms of receptions and the reception, the welcome house, all the kind of generic, the main staff members here that work at reception and to work, in this department, they're all gone at this time of night at 11 p.m. So now we need to go. I don't even know why I did that. Like a little. We now need to go to security because they're going to be the only people here at this time of evening. It's like 11 p.m. Hopefully they'll be able to help us. This is a palaver.
One eternity later.
Why is the door not locked?
I don't understand either. Guys, it's let me show you the time actually on my phone so you know that I'm being completely transparent. It is, can you see, hopefully 23:33 p.m. We were here first initially at 11 p.m. We left the pianos at like quarter to 11. We got here at 11, then we had to go all the way to the security because that's the only place we could go at this time of night. That walk on its own took about 10 minutes to get there. There was only one security there. He couldn't really do much, so he called somebody else, and he said for us to come back to our cottage or apartment, just wait outside of it, and then somebody should be with us in 10 minutes. So we came back, and somebody did come eventually. It took about 15 minutes. I'm gonna allow them an extra 5 minutes to be fair. And they just let us in, and I was like, okay, so but if one of us now leaves and needs to come back in tonight for whatever reason, these little bracelets aren't working to open the door. And I was like, what are we gonna do? And he was like, just call there's a number on the door that we can call, and he will come back and let us in again. I'm a bit fed up, I'm not gonna lie. How are you feeling, Izzy?
I'm tired.
Yeah, we're both very, very tired. We're hoping for an early night at 11, and half an hour of just getting things done. Obviously we're still here a little bit tomorrow as well, so I'm gonna give you our whole overview of our stay here tomorrow, as well as like an idea of how much it costs as well. I'm not going to give the exact amount because it depends on the day, so that's why I never give the exact amount, because I don't want to give an amount then you think that's always going to be the case. It really does depend on when you come, if it's the weekend, if it's doing like high season, off season, etc. But you can always look it up yourself and get an idea of the prices. So yeah, that is it for us though. Good night from Izzy.
Good night.
Hopefully tomorrow will be a bit better in terms of the room. At least this is our last night here, thank the Lord. See you tomorrow. It is the next morning. It's about 9 a.m. Quite overcast actually, the weather, compared to yesterday. So obviously we've now checked out of Village Nature, which is behind me. We've left the room. I didn't have the best night's sleep last night. I'm not sure why. Izzy slept okay, to be fair, but I think, I don't know, there's a lot going on in my mind. But the bed was comfortable, so in terms of like comfortability, I thought the bed was fine. And yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. I think last night was just a bit too much, you know, us having to go back and forth so many times because there wasn't any way for us to access things easily or ask for help easily because we couldn't get in our rooms, that sort of thing. Just sometimes, I mean, for me it's actually fine. Like I like to mention these things in my vlogs, but at the same time it doesn't really affect me that much because I'm incredibly lucky that I come to Disneyland Paris a lot. Whereas when I think about like a family, for instance, having to do this, like Izzy and I were talking last night, we think Village Nature can be a good option for bigger groups and bigger families. For instance, like my friend had her hen do in Disneyland Paris a couple of months ago, and we were thinking, yeah, maybe she could have stayed here. But then we said maybe she shouldn't have stayed here either, because with all the little problems that we've had, it could ruin an actual holiday, you know, having to wait so long for something, not having any access to help, you know, the little dirty uncleanliness issues in the rooms, safety issues, things like that. The fact that it just seems that they don't really care too much about maintenance, no attention to detail, that sort of thing, I think can maybe ruin a holiday. You might be lucky and have no problems whatsoever, or you might do. There's a bus that's just come actually. Speaking of buses, I wanted to show you and talk to you a little bit about the bus system here as well. So because this is a partner hotel, there is a bus that goes to Disneyland Paris. However, unlike almost every other partner hotel with Disneyland Paris, Village Nature doesn't have a free shuttle bus to the parks. You have to pay for the bus, and you can see it there. It's bus number 47. And it goes from here to Marne-la-Vallée-Chessy station, which is obviously the stop at Disneyland Paris, but it's paid, you have to pay for it. It's not obviously very expensive. I think it's €2 per journey, if I'm not mistaken. But again, that's one thing to bear in mind, because a lot of people expect the free shuttle buses when they're staying in a Disney partner hotel. At Village Nature, you do have to pay a small fee. So you can see the bus over there again. That's the bus stop, and that is the main entrance of Village Nature. You can see people running for the bus just now. There are some places to, you know, sit down as well as you're waiting for the bus. Here's also a look at the timetables to go from Village Nature to the airport. So there you go. These are the times that take you to the airport. Uniquement vers only to airport Charles de Gaulle. So that is also an option, and you can see the fares as well over there. In terms of getting the bus back to Village Nature from Disneyland Paris, where you would find bus number 47 is actually on the side of Disney Village that is closest to Five Guys and Vapiano's. So not the main side right outside Marne-la-Vallée, which has all the other, the main kind of Disney partner hotel buses and the Disney buses as well, but the other side, the one where it's kind of closer to Tower of Terror. It's by the parking, and you just kind of look for where the bus stop is for number 47. It really isn't that difficult. We found it pretty easy when we arrived a couple of days ago. The signs were all very clear. You just need to figure out where to go exactly, which bus stop to get to bus number 47. And they're quite frequent. I want to say maybe once every half an hour one comes, so not too bad. And the journey takes about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes from obviously Disneyland Paris to Village Nature, and from Village Nature to Disneyland Paris. So 20 minutes is not too bad still, you know, you're still pretty close to the parks, but bear that in mind that with some of the other partner hotels, the bus journey only takes like 5-10 minutes. So that's another thing. Village Nature is a little bit further out than some of the other partner hotels as well. So it's been about 3 months since I visited Village Nature with my friend Izzy, and I've had some time to think about my stay there a little bit more, and I do feel like almost everything I want to say has been already mentioned in the vlog. I really did enjoy the whole, you know, atmosphere of Village Nature, all the activities that you could do. Just the area was beautiful. It was nice to visit the animals at the farm, just the nature vibe of it, of course, was lovely. I mean, my friend Izzy and I spent almost a whole day there just enjoying ourselves, just at the resort. So from that side of things, I had no problems whatsoever with Village Nature, and I would actually even recommend it. However, as you saw in the video, we got to see 2 different cottages, standard kind of basic apartments at Village Nature, and both of them had a variety of different problems. Now, for us, the first apartment, the first cottage that we stayed at, which we didn't actually even end up staying at because I just didn't feel comfortable in it for that night, the main issue that we had with that was obviously with the lock, the fact that we couldn't actually lock the door. And something that I didn't actually mention in the vlog, because when we checked in I wasn't actually filming at the time, is that when we did check in to Village Nature, when we first arrived there, and you know, we wanted to get our keys to the rooms, they did not ask for any sort of ID or anything. We literally just got there to the reception. I went to check in, my friend was waiting for me, and I was just like, yeah, my name is Samar Nasseri, and that was it. They gave me everything that I needed, including the keys for the first room. So correct me if I'm wrong, and I know that it's not the case with every single hotel, but most hotels that I've stayed at, especially at least the ones around Disneyland Paris, they all make sure to ask for some sort of ID before they can confirm that it's indeed you who is, you know, checking in to that resort. And that was for me a little bit of a red flag to begin with, but I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna, you know, push it under the bed, if that's the saying, and hope for the best. And then from that point onwards, things just didn't go well. I mean, one of my worst nightmares, the fact that we couldn't lock the door, happened with that first cottage. And I think if, you know, the reception, if there was somebody to contact 24/7, or just somebody to contact for help that first night when we checked in, because obviously the parks were open until 11 p.m. that time of year, and we didn't get into our resort until 11:15, and that's when we actually got to see our cottage. And so by that point there was nobody that we could talk to try and sort out the situation, to see what they can do for us. And that's why I made the kind of collaborative decision for both of us to go and stay at a different hotel, a cheap one but a much better one, for that one night, and then come back to it. And I think that is just an overall issue with Village Nature. I'm not sure if that's the case with every Center Parcs. I've only stayed at this one, Village Nature, so let me know in the comments please if you've stayed at any other Center Parcs resorts around the world. Do they have like a 24/7 service where you can contact them if you need help, or is it only until about 7 or 8 p.m, which is what was the case with Village Nature? I feel like had we been able to actually talk to somebody that night, maybe things would have been sorted out quicker and we wouldn't have had to then go and stay in a different hotel. But like I said, we just couldn't, because there was nobody to talk to but from one security person at the main gates, which was like a 10-15 minute walk from our cottage, and he couldn't do anything anyway. So yeah, that was a problem. And then the second night with the second cottage, obviously you saw exactly what that looked like and the little issues that we had with it. Mostly really cleanliness things, some dead bugs around, you know, just little things, right? But honestly, neither me nor Izzy were that bothered about the little cleanliness issues. I understand that for a lot of people, you know, having hair on the bed, or a nail clip under the bed and crumbs, etc., would be a big red flag, and they would complain about it. For us, whilst obviously wanted to show that to you just to get an honest idea of what the cottages were like, it wasn't a big issue, and we were happy to stay in, you know, the second cottage because it at least had a lock. But when it comes to security things, I'm very like hypersensitive about it. I want to make sure that I feel safe in the room that I'm staying at, or in the cottage that I'm staying at. And I just had a really bad feeling, you know, like that first night at Village Nature in that first cottage. We did try to sleep, and you know, even though we weren't happy, even though we were feeling awkward about the lock, we were like, let's just make it work. And as I was trying to just, you know, get into bed, I was just like, you know what, I don't think I can do it. I just don't see myself having a good night's sleep in this cottage, or any kind of sleep, to be honest, because I just had a bad feeling, because I also had obviously just checked in that day as well, knowing that anyone can come in. And we did get an Uber a couple of times as well from Village Nature, and Ubers just could come in without any sort of real security. I don't understand. Obviously there was security there, but I just don't know how good the security was, and that's just from my observation. That's how I felt. The second night when we had to go to security because our keys weren't working, there was only one security person, and he was like half asleep, you know, watching TV, but also kind of half asleep, and we had to actually wake him up almost to try and get him to you know, help us with the key. And bless him, he was just a security person, so it wasn't really his job to help with these things, so he didn't really know what to do. And after some thinking, he was like, okay, I'm gonna call somebody, and then that somebody is gonna come to your, you know, cottage in front of your cottage, to just go and wait at your cottage, and they should be there in like 10-15 minutes, which, to be fair to them, they did come and they did let us in, but they couldn't actually issue us a new card or anything. They just used their own card. I don't know, it just was a lot of faff. Maybe we just got unlucky, I don't know. But the fact that we got to see the inside of 2 different cottages or apartments, whatever you want to call them, and both had some minor issues, I think unfortunately says it all, to be honest. And I've read some reviews of Village Nature since I stayed there, and it's very, very mixed, with a lot of the reviews stating similar things, similar issues that my friend Izzy and I had during our stay at Village Nature, unfortunately. Even some fellow Disneyland Paris vloggers that you also might watch, See You on Main Street, they stayed there recently, and I'm going to put their tweets there, and they had some different sorts of issues. I think for them it was just like checking in that wasn't working. But again, it just does look that Village Nature isn't the greatest in terms of customer service, maintenance, cleanliness. It's just not the best, which does make me sad, because I was genuinely very excited about staying at Village Nature, and the cost of our stay was quite expensive as well. Maybe because it was in June, I'm not sure what the prices normally are like, but I do know that generally speaking Village Nature is significantly, you know, pricier and more expensive than the other partner hotels with Disneyland Paris. I want to say for us to stay there for those 2 nights, it cost about £800 for the 2 of us, which is quite a lot. Obviously, because I want to try it out, and you know, I've got this channel and I like to show you different accommodation options near Disneyland Paris, I was happy to give it a go, and I guess maybe that made me, the price tag made me expect a bit more as well. Also, we were visiting Disneyland Paris at a time where our annual passes, we couldn't actually get the dates that we wanted to go into the park. So by booking Village Nature, you also get, you know, parks tickets to Disneyland Paris if you book it directly through the Disneyland Paris website, which is what we did. So that was another reason why we chose to stay there, because we wanted to make sure we got tickets to enter the park. Speaking about that though, if you are choosing to stay at Village Nature in order to go to Disneyland Paris mainly, just beware that if you're staying for 2 nights, you're only going to get theme park tickets or Disneyland Paris tickets for 2 days, not 3 days, which can be a bit of a put off as well, because if you stay in any of the actual Disney hotels, if you stay for 2 nights, you're going to get tickets for 3 days. If you stay for 3 nights, you're going to get tickets for 4 days, and so on and so forth. But with Village Nature, I guess because they kind of want you to spend at least one of the days at the resort, they only give you tickets for the amount of nights that you're staying, not the amount of days that you're staying. Obviously for us, this wasn't an issue whatsoever, because we did have park reservations with annual passes for the other dates, but just something to bear in mind if you're choosing to stay there. There were loads of things that I did enjoy about Village Nature, as you probably would have seen for the majority of this vlog. When we weren't actually in the apartments, in the cottages, we were having a great time. The water park I thought was really fun. Like I said, just the walking paths were great, and we didn't even do any of the kind of paid activities, but as you saw, there were loads of activities that you could pay for, and they weren't too pricey either. Izzy and I had considered to go on a boat ride the following day, but because of kind of the bad experiences that we had with our cottage and everything, especially, you know, that night where we had to go back to security because our keys weren't for some reason working, etc., we just were a bit fed up. So the next day we just, you know, we left Village Nature for good, went to our next hotel, and then didn't come back to do the boat ride, which we could have done, but we just didn't feel like we wanted to. I do believe there is an option to get tickets just to go to the water park, Aqua Lagoon, or l'Aqua Lagoon in French, so I would recommend that if you are coming to Disneyland Paris for a long time, maybe for 5, 6, 7 days, and you want to have a day of just chilling, relaxing, going to the water park, then I would suggest maybe just buying a ticket only for that water park alone, which will give you access to the pool, the swimming pool, the wave pool, all the slides, and it's obviously going to be much less expensive than what you'd be paying if you're actually staying at Village Nature, because I really did have fun at Aqua Lagoon, and I would potentially do that again, you know, if I was coming here with friends, with family members, and I wanted to have a day of excitement at a water park, then sure, I would buy tickets just for Aqua Lagoon alone and go and visit that. But being 100% honest with you, I don't see myself ever returning back to Village Nature to stay there for the night. Like, I just can't see myself staying there again, unless they make some major improvements, unless they, I don't know, if I hear a lot of good reviews from people, then I might go back one day, but it wasn't a place that I felt safe enough and content enough to stay at again. I'm happy that I did it once, but it's not for me, especially with the very high price tag. A couple of more extra things that I noticed on our last morning when we were leaving the cottage, thank the Lord, was that there was some random stains on the walls and on the ceilings throughout the rooms, and the light in the main bedroom, which is where I was sleeping at, just wasn't working. It did not work. You couldn't switch it on at all. So this is something that obviously I didn't notice when it was daylight anyway, but when it got to nighttime, I was like, oh, I can't actually see anything in this room because the light would not turn on whatsoever, which is obviously a maintenance issue, and this is something that we saw quite a lot throughout our stay, and obviously I have explained it and shown it to you as well. It just doesn't feel like they care too much about making sure that everything is great. You know, they're not attentive enough with keeping the cottages as best as possible. I mean, just the fact that that staff member was like, yeah, you know, the cottages are meant to have hair dryers, but I can't guarantee you that they will, because some of them, you know, have been stolen, and I can't really tell you which ones have them, which ones don't. So yeah, there you go. That kind of blasé attitude was basically how I felt throughout our whole stay, and that's kind of how I would describe our stay at Village Nature. It seemed that nobody really cared, especially when it came to the cottages, which is honestly a shame. It really is. I can't fault the staff in terms of their customer service. They were all very friendly. The ones that I spoke to were absolutely lovely, but like I said, just kind of being so relaxed about things, like, oh, maybe this will have it, maybe this won't, the lights won't work here, the lifts won't work here, but like we can't really do anything about it. Obviously it's not their fault, it's more of an upper level management issue, but it also doesn't help like families and people that are staying there. Once again, both Izzy and I are quite chill people. We don't really mind little things like this, but when I was waiting to talk about potentially moving our apartment, as I mentioned earlier in the vlog, I saw a couple fully arguing with some staff members there and complaining. I couldn't tell about what, but they were incredibly angry, and obviously they wanted something, I don't know, their money back or something. And I imagine, unfortunately, it's something that they probably get a lot, like people really getting angry about different situations at Village Nature, which is a shame, like I said, because it's not necessarily the staff members' fault. It's just the cottages need a bit more care, a bit more attentiveness, and I think that would make it better. However, having said that, I feel like even if they did that, the price tag for Village Nature is still a little bit too expensive, and I don't think it's value for money, personally speaking. If you're coming to Disneyland Paris and you'd like to stay somewhere similar to Village Nature, I would recommend Davy Crockett Ranch, which is an actual Disney hotel, fully Disney owned hotel. You do have to have a car to stay there, but it's a similar vibe. You get to stay in cabins. I do have a video as well of when we stayed there a few years ago. I haven't stayed there since 2019, so I'm not sure what it's like right now. I can't guarantee you that it's going to be phenomenal in 2022, but when my friend and I stayed there in 2019, we had a really lovely time, and the cabins felt very clean, much cleaner than the ones at Village Nature did, which shows you that it is possible. It's possible to have clean cabins, clean cottages, you know, whatever you want to call them, apartments, if the staff and the management team are attentive enough, which they were at Davy Crockett Ranch, and I don't think they necessarily were at Village Nature. Anyway, that's more or less it. Sorry that I've rambled on for so long. This video was also quite long. I feel like it's probably close to 2 hours, which is something that I try not to do with my videos, but there was a lot of content from our stay here, which is also why it's taken me quite a while to put it all together. I would love to hear your thoughts on Village Nature. Let me know if you've ever stayed there yourselves, and I mean, some of you might have had some good experiences, so I'd love to hear that as well. Obviously, just because my friend Izzy and I didn't have the best experience at Village Nature doesn't mean that you won't. There will be many people that have stayed there and have had a great time. Maybe their cottage has been clean. You know, we're just two people with our experiences, and that's literally what this is. I'm not telling you not to stay at Village Nature. I'm not saying that it's like a terrible resort. I'm just showing you our experience and what our thoughts were. And for me personally, I just would never stay there again. And because I really care about you guys as well, I can't wholeheartedly recommend this resort to you. You know, I want you to have a good time, and whilst you may have a great time at Village Nature and everything might go perfectly well for you, based on our experience, I feel like the risk is too high. It's like a 50% chance, maybe even less than that you're going to have an amazing stay there. So I don't feel comfortable telling you, oh, go and stay at Village Nature, because what if you go there and have a similar experience to me, or a similar experience to the lovely people from See You on Main Street, or the many other people who've had not very good experiences at Village Nature. I'm not sure if it's worth risking it when there are other hotels nearby that would give you more value for money. But anyway, that is it. Before I go, I do want to mention that a couple of months ago I did actually put some polls up on my Instagram as well, on my Instagram stories, just because I was very curious as to how you guys would feel about, you know, the little issues that we had at this hotel. So if I can find the screenshots of that, I'm going to share them here as well. Over 3,000 of you actually voted in these, so it's a lot of people, and most of you seem to feel the same as me. You know, you can hopefully see the polls here on screen right now. Some of them were talking about, you know, how safe would you feel if, you know, there was no lock in your room? Would you stay at a hotel like this? And like more than 90% of you were like, no, of course not. Things like the ID issue, the bugs on the bed, etc. I just wanted to know your thoughts, and I actually put these up without actually saying that it was in reference to Village Nature, because I didn't want to sway people's opinions. You know, I just wanted to get like an overall opinion, a vibe. So if you didn't get to vote on those polls on Instagram, you know, I'd love to hear your comments in the, you know, comment section down below as well. Let me know if you would have been okay with a door that wouldn't lock, or with you know, a nail on the floor, some hair on the bed, you know, bugs on the bed, dead bugs, spider webs everywhere, like old spider webs as well, which obviously shows that the place wasn't cleaned well, you know, for a long time. Things like that. I would love to hear your thoughts. I need to go to sleep though now. I'm actually staying at Roller Spa. Roller Spa is one of my absolute favorite neighboring hotels near Disneyland Paris. This isn't partnered with Disneyland Paris officially, but it does have a shuttle bus that is free. And actually, oh my god, another thing about Village Nature, even though they're partnered with Disneyland Paris, their bus isn't even free over there. You have to pay €2 each way per person, which obviously isn't a lot, but I don't know, it's just like, I feel like they just want money from you at Village Nature, whereas if you stay at any of the other partner hotels, you're going to get a free shuttle bus, and you could probably even walk it. So yes, Roller Spa, I do have a video of that as well if you want to watch that next, but thank you so much for watching. I need to go. Bye.